Season 11 starts on December 11th at 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So for most of the world it will be December 12th, Friday. Why doesn't the season start on Tuesday and at such an inconvenient time at that? And not just for Europeans, but also for the East Coast.
But for this season, we're just starting on a Thursday. It's going to be 8:30 p.m.
Just because. The reliquaries haven't changed. There is no solo self found and there is no rebirth option for eternal characters, but we do have changes that will be permanent, or at least until they change it again. Let's start with the non-seasonal changes. Tempering is no longer random. We can choose what we want to add and there is a chance the affix we add will be a greater affix, but we can only apply one tempered affix. Temper rows are no longer required, but if you want to change your tempered affix, you can do so using Scrolls of Restoration. There's no limit to the number of times a Scroll of Restoration can be used on an item, so you can do it indefinitely. Masterworking goes up to rank 25. Items no longer need to be tempered to be masterworked. After reaching rank 25, you can roll it one last time for a Capstone bonus, which will upgrade one random affix by 50%. You can reroll this affix, which will of course cost you. I have no idea where to get Nedvirion, and unfortunately there is no information about it in the patch notes. In the character panel you no longer can find armor and life stats. Instead we have Toughness, a new stat that represents how much damage we can take after taking into account all sources of damage protection. Regardless of whether you've completed renowns or not, you start with 4 healing potions which immediately replenish 35% of your total health. The ability to use a potion regenerates every 30 seconds, so this is why affixes like Life on Hit return and Fortify can heal you, stacks to max life and regenerates lost life for an equal cost of Fortify. The ability to upgrade a healing potion is no longer available. Monsters are more intelligent and combat will be more dynamic and unpredictable. Monsters with affixes will also be more powerful. 20 new affixes have been added for elites, which also spawn with minions that inherit some of their affixes. Azmodan as a world boss is also an update that stays with us permanently, but he will also be part of the new season gameplay. Season of Divine Intervention. Let's talk about seasonal changes without going into too much detail. The Lesser Evils invite some of the game modes. Azmodan as the world boss, Duriel can be summoned in Helltide instead of Blood Maiden, Belial will appear in the pit, and Andariel in Kura's Undercity. This season, we don't have seasonal powers. We have divine gifts. They have 3 components, a reward, a corrupted gift and a purified gift. I think we already have something like this with boss powers in season 8, so it works similarly. We choose whenever we want to activate a corrupted gift or a purified gift. The corrupted gift slot is unlocked automatically and purified gift slots unlock as we progress on the reputation board. During a season we can sanctify an item, which can provide various benefits such as adding additional legendary power or replacing an affix with a greater affix. The sanctification process is just another way to improve an item. However, sanctification should be final step in upgrading the item, as it can no longer be modified in any way afterward. Changes to seasonal leveling. There are no more chapters, only ranks. Completing a Capstone dungeon is required to advance to the next rank. Capstone dungeons have a recommended level at which they are recommended to be completed, but they do not scale to the player's level, which is the same as Capstone dungeons used to work. Within seasonal ranks, players can earn skill and paragon points, and the final rank is expected to be more difficult. A new activity, the Tower, is scheduled to be added in early 2026. It's similar to Diablo's 3 Greater Rifts, but with a leaderboard. In my opinion, they're repeating the mistakes of the Gauntlet, releasing the leaderboard not at the start of the season. Many players will likely be preoccupied with other things, so the question is how many of them will return to try out the new activity, which, as the devs themselves admit, will be released in beta version. At the very end of the developer update livestream, we were encouraged to watch the Game Awards, which will take place at the end of next week.
On December 11th, tune into the Game Awards. Now I'm going to repeat that. Look at me. December 11th, tune into the Game Awards.
My guess is that they'll announce a new expansion there, but let me know what do you think. Leave a like, subscribe, and take care.